Okay, so we should be streaming now. Hopefully, people can see me. My lighting's not very good. It's because the way my mic stand is. Can I hang on a second? We're gonna try and make this look a little better. I should have played around with this before I started, and I didn't. How about that? No, that makes it worse. If I just turn it off. You know what? Actually, I think that's better. I think we're just gonna do it like that because it doesn't make the weird shadows. And yeah, that looks fine. Let me know if you can hear me and see me and all of those things. Let me know. Also, there is a cat in my lap, so you might see a cat at some point, possibly. There is a tantrum on my lap. He's being very, very cute. Very sweet boy. Mm-hmm. Anybody watching out there? Is anybody out there? It's like that scene in Titanic. Is anybody out there? Can you hear me? Me? Hello, hello, hello. Oh boy. Hooray, I stopped listening to that old podcast after you left. It's gone downhill. Has it? Oh, well, I would not know. I have not listened to it, admittedly, since leaving. I am Hoots and Kaylin are very talented people. I do not have doubt in them doing the work that they do. Maybe it's not the style of exactly what I would want or what other people want, but you know, it seems like it's doing well, and I'm happy for them. But if you know, it's a little, I'll admit, it's slightly validating to hear that people liked me enough that me not being on the show is something they notice. So that does feel good. I'll admit. Thank you. But please, you know, don't feel obligated to not listen because I'm not there. Like, it's still a great podcast. I'm sure they're still doing great stuff with it. I just don't feel the need to listen at this time. But you know, I hope they're doing well. I really do, especially Hoots, because some of you probably know Hoots lives in LA. So the stuff with the fires have been pretty scary. So yeah. Your polyamorous video was great. Oh, thank you. Which one? There's a few of them. Do you want to specify which one in particular? Oh, hi. By the way, I'll see if I can show you. There's Tantrum in my lap. There he is. Also, I realized after the fact, after setting this up, that I don't think this webcam is any better than my old webcam. It seems like it's maybe slightly better. Like the quality does look a little bit better, but I don't think it's enough of a difference to really notice. And I'm a little annoyed about that because I'm the one that put this webcam on my wish list. The Is It Queer video. Okay, cool. Great. No, thank you. That's a great video. I really like, that was a challenging video because again, I struggle with theory so much. And that gets very philosophical at times, that discussion, but it was really fun. And I really liked having the people on it that I did. Granted, one of them was Vivian, who has since had allegations come out against her, and it really sucks the way she's been handling that whole situation. So that's too bad. That's the thing that makes it harder to enjoy that video for me now when I go back and look at it. But I'm really glad you like it. That was a very challenging video, and I did work really hard on that one. I can tell you put a lot of work. I sure did. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Especially not cat butts. But yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. It was a good video. I think one of the most challenging aspects of that video specifically was that I got so many good answers to so many of those questions. Like, everyone's answers to basically every question was really good. So picking which answers to choose was extremely difficult. And then to cut it down to, because like sometimes the answers were really good, but they did go a little bit long. So I had to kind of like find the spots that were like the most succinct of what they were trying to say overall to get the point still across without, you know what I mean? Like that was really, really challenging. We're talking hours of footage, like easily. I made I made for my Patreon supporters, they actually have access to a video that's all of the video. So all of the answers from everybody, the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure that video is like 5 hours long or something like that. Maybe not quite that long. Maybe it was like more like 4 hours, but like it was long. Because that one's unedited. So that's just all one long thing. And I had how many people contribute to that video? It was like 5 or 6. Like it was quite a few. And at one point, I think there was supposed to be more, but I had a couple of people drop out for which is fine. People have lives, but 4 hours a good length Bollywood film. Yeah. So I hear. Yeah, that it's a good thing. But yeah, it was fun. It was a fun video to work on. They're always fun, just different layers of challenging as well. I'm a unicorn tonight, y'all. I'm a unicorn. But yeah, I hope everyone out there is doing well tonight. I did make a stream goal because YouTube said I can make a stream goal. So I thought that'd be fun. No pressure. Absolutely no pressure. But if we do 10 super chats tonight, I will read you all a little snippet from a future script. I thought that'd be a fun little goal. I don't know. I'm not much of an actual streamer. I do this like very irregularly, like once every like 3 months, I'll do a stream, and it's usually about this level of energy. Usually I'm coloring. I didn't grab a coloring book before you came downstairs, and now there's a cat on my lap. So I'm sorry. I'm trapped here forever. This is it. Although I do think I have some around the desk. I could probably grab one if I really wanted to, but I kind of felt this would be more of a hangout and chat kind of stream, less of a me coloring stream. Also, I need to like reorganize my desk to make it easier to color. Also, one good thing about getting the second webcam is like, I'm wondering if I could set up the other webcam in such a way that you all could see the coloring. That might be more fun for you all instead of me just sitting here and then I hold it. I don't know. I want to make it fun for y'all when you're here. All 7 of you. Hey, I'll take it. Take it. Thank you for being here. The fact that you want to spend your Saturday night with me is very nice. So thank you all for being here. Me and Tantrum appreciate it. Not that he really cares. I mean, he's just happy to be in the lap getting attention because I beat him and ignore him and never give him enough attention, obviously. There's poor cat. Even though I've been on vacation this past week and had plenty of time to give him cuddles, but like one of those projectors from high school, but a webcam. I mean, not really like a projection. It would be like, I have OBS, so I've been learning and watching some tutorials on how to do your OBS, so you can like have multiple cameras. It would be kind of like if you were watching somebody do like a Let's Play, and you know how they'll have like the game, but then you can still see their face in the corner. It'd be like that. You see my face in the corner, like this camera, but then the rest of it would be like a camera angle of being able to see the coloring book. I don't know how easily I could do that on this desk because of the way it's set up right now, but maybe I could play with it and that could be a thing for the future. If I thought of it, I could have tried it today, but I didn't. And that's okay. It's okay that I didn't. But yeah. So I hope how's everyone out there doing? Where are we tuning in from? Where are we at? Do we have any other Mainers watching? What's going on? What are you up to? Tasty, delicious water. I don't know if you can see my my cup. It's kind of probably hard to see because it's a little dark here, but it's Fox. I have 2 of these that I keep in my fridge, and basically I'll just like drink one and keep swapping them out. It helps me keep drinking water because like they're just so cute. And like my other water bottle just kind of stopped working, which I didn't know water bottles could do that, but apparently they can. It was clean and everything. It just stopped being able to suck. You were just in Maine. Nice. Hopefully we treated you well. That's how I always feel when someone's like, oh, I just visited Maine, or I visited Maine recently, or I've been in Maine at some point. It's always like, I hope we were nice to you, because Mainers are not always the nicest. We're not. There's a very specific New England kind of kindness, and it's dry and sometimes a little rude. New Englanders will call you a fucking idiot and also help you change a tire. You know, it's that kind of thing. She needs the word idiot. I apologize. I should not say that word. But yeah, no, we're doing good. This past week has been nice. It's been really good. Good. It's been nice this past week. I've had it off. It's neither one of my jobs gives me paid time off at the moment because I'm part-time in both places, and one of them doesn't have those even when I was full-time. So this was kind of a gamble to take a week off and hope that I can financially get through it. But I was just like, I gotta take a week off. I cannot. It's just been too much lately. I've been working really hard between the two jobs and trying to do YouTube and then the occasional comedy gig as well, because I do stand-up comedy. For those of you who are not familiar, I'm very local. I don't do cool shows. I mean, I do cool shows, but they're like local shows. So if you're not in the Portland, Maine area specifically, you know, you're not going to see me perform probably anywhere else. Partially because I don't have a car. It's difficult to get places. And then also just with the way my schedule is, it's kind of hard for me to get places to then be able to come home and go to work or whatever. So, yeah. Listening in from the UK while it's painting models. Ooh, what kind of models are you painting? Are you painting like Warhammer models? Are you painting like models, like models of models? I don't know. What you painting? What you painting? Oh my goodness. Are you done? Are you done? Do you want to go to the bed? I think it's time to go to the bed. Hang on. There you go, buddy. There you go. Okay. He's back. He's back on the bed. Excuse me. Currently working on Busts of Creatures. Ooh, fun. I assume you mean like a bust, like a head, not like. I mean, some creatures have busts, so. Sorry, that's how my brain works. I'm very mature. You can tell from my unicorn onesie. I'm very cool. Well, those are the presents as well. Yeah, there you go. That's right. You can have a chest length bust. So yeah, nice. Very cool. So yeah. I've been on vacation this past week. It's been really nice. I spent a few days with my dad in down East Maine, where he lives. Is very, very picturesque. It's, you know, the kind of place that they have tons of pictures, I'm sure, and like postcards and magazines promoting Maine and stuff like that. It's a very it's a very, very nice town. It's very small though, and there's like nothing in it. There's 2 stores in the entire town, and one of them is closing soon, which is the proper grocery store. So once that closes, they're not going to have another grocery store for another like half an hour drive away. So it's too bad. It's about to turn into a food desert there. I went to Acadia National Park and it was gorgeous. It is a gorgeous park, isn't it? It's very pretty. I mean, there's so many pretty parks in Maine. There's so many great hiking trails. Like it's, you all know what Maine's supposed to be like. It is like that. It is very pretty. Just if you see a moose, for the love of God, don't try to engage with it. It's a moose, man. I can't tell you how much anxiety I get watching tourists trying to interact with moose. It just makes me so like terrified. I get so much secondhand terror. Vacation land, yes. Though ironically, a lot of us are too poor to go on vacation because this state is messy. We are very messy, which is actually the subject of one of my next video essays. That's the big meme project, which I actually announced that like, what was that? Not end of last year, obviously, it was end of 2023, I think, is when I announced that video. I can't quite remember. And that one's going to be kind of like a main documentary is how I'm styling it. Like every one of my videos, I can see certain influences kind of coming through. Even early on the script, I'll be like, oh, this script has a lot of like philosophy tube flavoring in it, or this one here has a lot of maybe FD signifier flavoring, like, you know what I mean? Like there's just certain YouTubers I get very inspired by, and sometimes because of the way I want to approach a subject, I then find the person that I kind of resonate with for that moment, and not steal from them, but it is very much like I'm borrowing that style. So the main one is kind of what I'm calling my folding ideas video, because it feels like that's kind of where I'm getting some of my inspiration from as I'm working on it. And most of what I've done on it, honestly, has been just like gathering some of the resources and just thinking about like what I want to do. That was a big part of one of my past Sunday, the first Sunday of my vacation. I was at my dad's, and I mostly just wrote and did some flow chart kind of things, and made an outline, and also just was finding like some resources, especially for some specific areas of the video that I want to cover. So that was my day. And it was great. It was awesome. It was a very nice time. I heard Tucker Carlson has a mansion somewhere in Maine. He probably does. Knowing, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know that for certain, and I wouldn't know where. I mean, probably like Cape Elizabeth or something, or he might be in more rural Maine. I don't know. But yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. There's a lot of celebrities that have like vacation houses here, mansions. I mean, the Bush family has their big property out there on the islands somewhere, and yeah. I think Mel Gibson has a house up here. Like there's a bunch of them. You know, you hear about sightings of certain celebrities in Maine. Like that's one of those things that will make the news here. It'll be like so and so celebrity came here. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, that's one of the next big scripts I'm working on is that one, and that is an option to hear as a little snippet if we get some super chats tonight. Again, for anyone who might have just joined us, I have a I didn't know that you could do this, so I decided to play with it a little bit. Or I think I knew you could do this, but I had not myself played with this before. I made a goal on here so that if we make if you have 10 super chats, I will read you a part of one of my next scripts. And yeah, no pressure. Obviously, don't give money if you can't, because we are all broke. I know I'm broke. But yeah, I just figured I'd mention that. Oh, hey, Aranok. Awesome. Nice to see you. Everyone say hi to Aranok. How's your weekend going? Good. It's been a good weekend. It's been really nice. Today, I mean, I've been on vacation this whole week. I forced myself to take a week off, and not that I can afford it, but I did it because I needed to. So I've been mostly like kind of taking it easy this week. A friend of mine is also on vacation, but she went to go visit her dad in Florida. So I've been walking her dog twice a day most of this week. So that's been really nice. Just like, and she's like, her dog loves me and I love her. So that's been kind of nice. I get like secondhand dog time. And she is also giving me some money for, which is nice of her. Today I had a little, we called it lady-ish brunch because not everyone was a lady. And we had like, some mimosas and some mocktails for people who wanted like a mockmosa. We had, food, we had some pastries, bagels. Like it was nice. It was a nice little brunch, like not that many of it. It was like 4 people total. 4. Yeah. I had like 4 people over. And it was really nice. It was a nice time. And then I walked Sunny again. That's the name of the dog, Sunny. Then I came home and I've just been kind of chilling. I've also watched a couple episodes of Friends today. I don't know why, but I decided to start a Friends rewatch. So we'll see how that goes. Because I've only seen Friends through one entire time. And I was kind of like, okay, I see some of it. Some of it's not good. But I can see the appeal. And so all of a sudden I was like, I kind of want to watch it again. I think I'm going to go through it again. And I'm also working on a video, another one of my videos that this was an idea I came up with more recently. And now I'm like, this might be one of my first videos of the year. Is I want to work on a video about the show Kevin Can F Himself, which if you all haven't seen is very interesting. It's basically about, a guy in a very much like a 90s sitcom style of show. It's very specifically inspired by The Honeymooners and Kevin Can Wait and King of Queens, like those kind of shows. And it's basically about what happens when the camera isn't on, or when it's like he's not around, and what the wife is dealing with. And basically, surprise, surprise, he sucks. So I want to make a video about that because I have a lot of feelings about it since seeing it. So the working title of that is something like an abuse survivor talks about Kevin can F himself, or something like that, because it talks a lot about abuse. So part of why I'm rewatching Friends is kind of because I'm like revisiting some of those sitcoms. Friends is not one of my favorites. I was too young for Friends when it was a thing. Like, I didn't watch it was a thing back then. I only watched it once because it was like, okay, everyone's seen the show, let's watch it. And there were some things in it I liked, and I can see why it was such a big, thing at the time. I think because I didn't see it at a younger age, I don't have the same nostalgia glasses around it that some people do. Like, there's some of the fat phobia especially really bothers me in it. And then there's transphobia, and it's that very 90s style of queer acceptance, which is to say, not really. It's very on the sidelines. Like, the way they talk about Ross's ex-wife is really weird. Like, it's a weird show. So some of it's kind of like, but anyway, Rest is good. I get it. Yay, Rest. Sorry to hear you're no longer on that podcast. Hope everything is okay. Yeah, no, everything's fine. Everything's good. Don't read into it too much. I think the best way to sum it up, and I've said this before, and I think they would agree with me with this, is that we left on as good terms as possible. I was not the kind of coworker they needed, and they were not the kind of coworkers I needed. I think that's the best way to sum up the whole situation. And sometimes friends shouldn't work together, and that's okay. So everything's cool. Don't read into it too much. We're all good, and I wish them well. So I just wanted to just say that. Hate Friends, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. I don't love it. There are things in it that I like, and there are things in it I don't. There's a lot in it I don't. And again, I think maybe if I had watched it at the right time when it was a thing, I might have been more into it. But I wasn't. Like, I have that a bit more with something like Scrubs or How I Met Your Mother. Those were shows that I got really into. I can see the problems with them, obviously, especially How I Met Your Mother, which I just finished a rewatch of, because I have like a rotating list of sitcoms I go through, and then occasionally I'll throw in like a random one. And that's kind of like my go-to comfort thing if I don't know if I want to have something on in the background while I'll do something else or whatever. So that's kind of what's been happening. Or if I just am like, I just want to zone out and not do anything for a second. So yeah. Anyway, that's my ramble about Friends. I don't remember if I had a point, if I was going anywhere else with this, but yeah, the Kevin can F himself show is very interesting because it's kind of like a dark comedy, and there's a lot of conversation in there about, like, how if you took this guy and his actions and put him in the real world, they'd be really objectively shitty and abusive and a bunch of other things. And it was a really interesting show that I think should have gotten one more season. And I'm mad it didn't get one more season, because to me, the ending feels kind of abrupt. And that's another thing I want to talk about. Video essays are really just an excuse for me to just rant at a camera and make you all listen to it. That's probably true for a lot of us, but I have a fixation that I must talk about. Oh boy. As a poor abused kids from the arse end of nowhere, UK, I couldn't relate to Fred. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like the whole, they live in that apartment. That how? Hi, Pin. Welcome to the stream. It's not very exciting. We're just kind of sitting here and chatting about sitcoms right now, but welcome. It's certainly the case for many of us. I should put some more water in this. By the way, I was showing this off earlier. This is my little Fox cup. Isn't it cute? I have 4 of these, and I kind of have like a rotation of just constantly keeping them because they help me remember to drink water. Yay! People are talking in the chat, saying hello. Yes, everyone say hi to Pim. If you're not familiar with Pim, they make fantastic video essays, mostly related to like horror and horror games and movies and such like that. They have a really good one about the Silent Hill 2 remake and talking about Silent Hill 2 in general, but specifically talking into the remake stuff and some of the controversies and stuff. And it's very good, so you should watch it. It's so funny. I can't play horror games, but I love the horror genre. So I watch a lot of like Let's Plays, or a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine, they're married. They do a stream on Sundays called Spooky Sundays, and it's really just for like them and their friends. So it's just like this little stream where they play horror games for us so that we don't have to. And it's great. It's really fun. I love having that on while I'm doing other stuff, or if I'm just chilling out. So yeah, that's oh, what's the username? It's like Gorgon Von Smashing Things. I don't remember if that's right. I can look it up. I could double check. So if you ever want to watch, they stream every Sunday night starting at 7:00. That would be main time. So what are we? EDT right now? EST? I never remember. I think it's EST until the summer. I think that's what it is. Oh, also the video about your mother being dead. I'm 3 years no contact with my family. Very relatable. Well, I'm sorry. It's relatable. Hopefully it was a helpful video for you. Yeah, that video exploded. I was not expecting it to do as well as it did. I mean, you always hope, obviously, that your videos are going to do well, but that one did very well. So yeah, awesome. Oh, I mean, actually, speaking of videos, we can talk a bit about the last video, my death video, which sadly it did not do. It didn't do as well as I was hoping it would. But that's okay. I mean, 3,000 views is still great. Like, I'm not gonna, spit at that. I'm not gonna be like, that's not good enough. I mean, it's not as good as the last video did before that, but like, still, that's great. Like, I appreciate it. And people seem to really like that one. I really like how that one came out. It's weird to be like, oh, this was like a relaxing video to make after the mother video, but it honestly kind of was like, well, maybe relaxing isn't the right word. It was something that for me was kind of more comforting because I have so many strong feelings about Mike Flanagan's work. And so to sort of process what I did with the with talking about with death and everybody that's been going that I've lost this past year in 2024, and just all of that, like it was just really I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of getting lost in it. But yeah, I don't know. It was a very weirdly enjoyable video to make because it was more about talking about media. And when I'm talking about media, it's usually like more relaxing to me. I mean, depending on what we're talking about, I guess. Really depends. Very helpful. Less spoon heavy. Yeah. The spoons required were not the same kind of spoons. My mother requires very specific kind of spoons, but the spoons for talking about Mike Flanagan and death it's a different set. So hopefully it's one of those videos that will slowly grow. Has happened to me a couple of times. Basically, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like it happens when I've had some video that's done well, bring in other people to other videos, and then that kind of raises it all up. So like, yeah, you never know. And something could happen. You never know. Something could happen where he's a trending topic and everyone's looking up videos about him, and then they happen to find mine by accident. Hopefully trending for a good reason. We're just going to chant that really quick, put that in the universe because, just had to put that out there. He's like Mike Flanagan's in the news because like, I don't know, he cured cancer. I don't know. just to be safe. So, that's that could definitely happen. I really liked that video. It was fun to do. I got good feedback on it. Obviously, Aronach was a script advisor on that one, so give it up for her. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to film outdoors, even though the cemetery. So there's a few cemeteries in the area, right? And like they're very pretty. They're all beautiful. The one over by UNE is gorgeous cemetery. It's beautiful. That one tends to be more foot traffic heavy though, because that one is like, there's like a church there. It's a beautiful church. A friend of mine actually got married in that church. And that's the thing. People get married there. Like it's a more active spot. So like I was, and also like, I think that cemetery is a little bit newer. Like I think there are like more recent people have been buried there. So the cemetery that I filmed in is a historic cemetery over in the West End in Portland, by the promenade, and people like usually just like are walking through there. Joggers walk through there, people with their dogs. Like it's a very chill old cemetery that nobody in the last 100 years has been buried in, you know? So I didn't feel as weird about filming in that one. But the problem with filming at that one is that it's near the airport or the jet port. And so their plane is like on the way. So it's like in the flight path. So like I had to keep pausing because it was loud because planes were flying overhead. So I feel like the sound in those parts sounded a little weird at times because there were times like I was trying to take out some of the sound of like a plane that was going by or the helicopter because the hospital has a helipad. So like it was pretty loud. So that was a little challenging, but it was fun to film outdoors. And I really like the way the color grading came out too. Like it was a lot it came out stylistically really cool. I really like how it came out. I've been using DaVinci now for the last couple of videos, and I'm slowly starting to understand it better and playing around with it more. And I feel like the color grading in that one is some of the best I've actually ever done. So I'm pretty happy about that. Family tends to be more forks. I started to say like sporks or something. I don't know. Anyway, yes. But yeah, I feel like if you talk about death and more specifically death within the family, like Flanagan does. Yeah, like he really does, like layers and layers of it. And he has this new movie coming out, the Life of Chuck. That looks great. I'm really excited to see that because I've been hearing a lot of good buzz about that. And that's very specifically about death. It's based off of a Stephen King short story. Apparently Flanagan's favorite from what I've heard. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that when that comes out. I think it's supposed to be coming out in like spring or something like that. I think it's coming out this year at some point. Like I know it did like Cannes or whatever, something fancy. But anyway, oh, I hear my cats. It is not time for you two to eat. I don't know if you can hear them, but I can hear Murray right now. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I barely did color grading before using DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, I started to learn how to do it like right before Premiere, when I switched to Premiere Pro after having my channel for about like a year-ish. Because I was using the like Sony Vegas movie editor, which was not great. It was fine, but you know, when I changed to Premiere Pro, it was like, oh, this is so much better. And then I changed computers and I decided I wanted to do DaVinci instead because Adobe's weird and I didn't want to deal with that anymore. And I've been hearing great things about DaVinci now for a while, and the free version is great. I haven't had any complaints. And if at some point I have the money and want to and update to the premium one, then I will. But like I'm pretty happy with the free version. So DaVinci's great. And yeah, the color grading is good. It's just a different system than what I was used to with Premiere Pro. So it's just been a little bit of a learning curve. Like most of it makes sense to me. Like it's pretty intuitive. But it's just still getting used to like that different set of shortcuts and stuff like that. Hi, Murray. You want to say hi? Meow. So loud. Can you all hear him? You're so loud. Why are you so loud? So yeah. Cat. Meow. Want to come here? Let's see if I can get over here. Hey, come here. Okay, he just immediately ran out the door. If you want to see a cute cat, there's a cute cat. No, Murray. There's a cute cat. Oh, he's so cute. I'm going to touch your feet, even though you don't like it. I just touched his feet. He's going to get me. No, he's coming back in. This will be fun. It's getting close to their feeding time, so they're probably going to start getting it. Well, I say they. It's really going to mostly be Murray. Tantrum. I mean, he gets obnoxious, but not as obnoxious. That is a cute cat. I know, right? They're so cute. They're so big and they're so loud. At least one of them in particular is loud. Hi. Yeah, I'm trying to think about the last video, if there was any particular bit of criticism or anything like that really stood out. I can't really think of anything. Again, it's not like that one's again has done modestly fine. So I don't feel like it's generated that much in the way of like criticism or anything like that. No, no, I don't think so. I feel like, I think there was something I misspelled at the very beginning that I did not catch, and I'm really pissed about. I think it was like in the caveats or the content warnings. I think I spelled shooting wrong, and somebody's asked me if I meant to do that, and I was like, what? I thought they were talking about the captions at first. I was like, oh no, if it's misspelled in the captions, that was probably an accident. And they were like, no, 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 on screen. I'm like, oh, motherfucker, no. If there's ever a misspelling, trust me, it was not intentional. I'm just dumb and missed it. I'm not dumb. Not done. We're not doing that kind of self-talk. We're not doing that kind of self-talk. I'm not dumb. Sometimes I'm just a silly goose. Honk, honk. That's what I'm trying to do more often. I'm trying to reframe it when I start doing that. I'm like, no, we're just silly. It's fine. Because silly is better than calling myself dumb. Shouldn't use that word. Meow. Stop it. I swear, I don't ignore my cats. I give them plenty of attention. Oh, speaking of cute things, I want to show you guys what I got. Show you all what I got for Christmas. Hang on a second. Meow! Oh my gosh, you're so loud. You're so loud. Show me my guys. Hi. Hello. Oh, love him. Oh, I love him. I love him so much. Ooh. So professional. One day I'll be a true professional, just not today. Okay, there you go. Excellent, excellent. So for Christmas, my dad and my stepmom got me this little guy. He's very cute. And I named him Beelzebub. I think he's supposed to be a mythological figure. He has little wings. And he's just so cute. He is so cute. I love him. I've been sleeping with him in my bed for the last last week. Because I got him last Saturday when I saw my dad. So there's that. And then Caption Boy sent me a couple cool things. And I just realized I didn't grab the other thing. He made me this like little statue of these like skeleton hands that are like holding a heart. It's really cute. But then he also got me a little xenomorph plushie. Look at him. Look at his smile. Her smile. I decided it's a girl. Because I have a fan theory that all the xenomorphs are like a beehive kind of situation. But anyway, that's the xenomorph. I've named her Xena the xenomorph, because that's how I name my stuffed animals. And it's great. It was funny when it came, it was in this like vacuum sealed packaging where it was like really, really, really flat. So like when it came in, I was like, that's a plushie? Are you sure? And then I cut it open and immediately like inflated. So yeah, this is Xena. And we'll put Xena right there. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Oh, meow. It is not time to eat, sir. Nice try though. And thank you so much, Fuzzy Numbers, for that $2. I appreciate you very much. I don't know where he ordered that from. I could probably ask him. I think it's gonna be in the chat tonight, but maybe he's running behind, or maybe he just got busy with something. So it's all good. I need to see no plushie. Get one, Pim. Get one. Get a bunch of them. I have a few chest bursters. So this is my first xenomorph plushie. I have some xenomorph action figures, like little guys, because I have like a little alien collection in the spare room. Hi. He's so obnoxious. And then I have like a couple of little face huggers, one of which is coming out of like a little plushy egg. And I have like a big face hugger that like you can like move its legs so you could kind of wear it. It's you can't wear it really well. Like I've tried, you can't. And their names are Philip, Ferdinand, and Felix. All spelled with F's, of course. I was just watching Jose's video on Xena Warrior Princess. Isn't it good? I watched that too, and it made me want to rewatch Xena. I have not watched that show in such a long time. Like I was a kid when that show was on TV, but I remember loving it. And it's one of those shows you look back on and you go, "Yep, I'm gay. I am not a straight woman. No, I'm not." How do I know? Callisto is how I know, and everything else. That video is excellent. It is. It's really good. It was really fun. I had that on while I was taking down Christmas, which is my way of saying putting my Christmas decorations and all that. I finally took that stuff down. And that was great. And then it was just like a nice little kind of almost palate cleanser. It was just great. It was just great. I really, that was one of those shows I remember loving when it was on. And there's certain specific episodes I remember very clearly. Like I remember the Groundhog Day episode where she's doing the same day over and over again. And there's this moment in it and I haven't watched this in forever, so maybe my memory is wrong. Feel free to correct me. But I seem to remember there being a moment in that episode where she gets really sick of it. And at one point somebody, there's like, I think Jocks or somebody wakes her up first thing in the morning every day. And one time when he wakes her up, she just like kills him immediately and then goes back to sleep. And Gabrielle's just sitting there like, has no idea what's going on. It's just so good because she's just so over it. It's very giving, Bill Murray at the end of Groundhog Day when he's just so over everything. It was great. It just sticks out of my memory so vividly. I wish I could solve my interpersonal conflicts with a musical episode. God, me too. There's a lot of things I wish I could do within that context of like what you can do in a television show that you can in real life. But I feel like a good old musical episode that could do some good right now. I really do. What other videos have I watched recently? I watched the Folding Ideas video, the one about the tracks. That was very interesting. It was funny because I watched that at my dad's, and my stepmom, his wife, was on the couch with me. She was doing embroidery, and so I'm like, do you mind if I throw something on? She's like, yeah, of course, go ahead. So I put up the video when I saw it. I was like, oh, he has a new video out. I put it on. We started watching it, and we got to the point where there was the thing about because it starts off normally enough, and then you get to the quote about Genesis, and she's like, oh, here we go. And I was like, yeah, I should have known this is where this was going. It was a good video. It was a good, solid video. That's the ones I watched recently. I still haven't watched your newest one, Aeronaut. I need to, but I also haven't seen. I saw the TV Glow. I haven't seen that yet. I want to watch it before I watch your video. Like sometimes I don't mind spoilers, but for that one, I want to watch it fresh. And I've somehow managed. I don't know anything going in. I just know it's good. That's all I know about it. I don't know a single thing. I don't know a single plot point. I don't know anything. So I really want to go into it like. I almost said naked. I don't think that's quite the word I was looking for. Fine, naked. We'll go with naked. So I'm really excited. I want to watch that, and then I need to watch your video. What did I watch? I just watched. Oh, I watched Finn's video, his newest one, Swolsome. Their video. That was good. I really like the part of that video where he just did a whole like Letterkenny bit. That was good. Oh, so good. It was so good. It was like I was seeing the movie itself, the TV show. It was very good. Yeah. What other things could I talk about? We're just kind of chilling. This probably won't be a very long stream because I am kind of tired. I'm tired for all this nothing I've been doing. So it probably won't be like a super long stream or anything. But hey, if you want to like give me some more super chats or anything before I go, if I get to 10, I said I would read part of a script. So if you'd like that, no pressure, but that is a thing. I feel like I sound gravelly. I talked a lot today because I had that lady brunch. So maybe that's why. I feel fine. I don't be getting sick. I'll get very mad if I'm getting sick. So I'm really trying to avoid it. I hope you enjoyed that film when you see it. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. Like enough people I know love it that I'm sure I'm gonna like it. So yeah, you're a couple of hours ahead of me here in Oklahoma. Yeah. Oklahoma. Yep, we are in Maine. We are Maine time. We're mainly on time. Y'all have no idea how many freaking businesses in the state are called mainly something. There's so many of them. Mainly properties, mainly crafts, mainly maps. Like there's so many. There's so many. I might have a section in my main video about that. Like that might be a whole side rant. Because I found this great article that talked about it from, I think it was the Portland Press Herald. So that was fun. That was very fun. Oh boy. Yes, I enjoy that our state song is a musical number. Yep. What is our state song? Hang on. I should know this. Why don't I remember what our state song is? I know what our bird is. I know all the other crap. Maine, State of Maine song, sung by Doc Hopper. I don't think I know this song. State of Maine. Okay. Well, fun. There's one fun thing about the main video. When I was a kid, there was this, we did this, trying to teach kids environmentalism, right? It's a very, safe for school kind of version of it, but still, it was like, teaching you to recycle and all that. We're not going to talk about all the other stuff, but we'll tell you this to do this, kids, right? It was that kind of segment. And I don't remember if this was like supposed to be like a statewide initiative. I think it was supposed to be, but I remember we very specifically did a unit for this that was called Color Me Green, ME being the state's abbreviation. And so like I had this cassette that had all these songs about environmentalism that were sung mostly like by kids, like the kid bops, you know what I mean? But they were all original songs. And they were teaching you about like caring about the planet and recycling and how, pollution adds up. And it was like this, it was really cute. It was really cute. And I love this cassette. I used to listen to this ad nauseum, just playing it over and over and over again. So some of those songs are just burned into my memory, specifically the song Color Me Green, which was of course the big number. And I recently found that song on YouTube and I got so excited, and includes information for the guy who like wrote the song and then that they had the kids, sing it. So I'm thinking about reaching out to him and being like, can I license this? I have no idea if that's possible, but is it? I mean, he might not even really give me permission if it's technically owned by whoever commissioned him to do it. I don't know if he was commissioned. I don't really know what the history of that was. I was a kid when that happened, but I'm so excited at the thought of making a bunch of strangers on the internet hear the song Color Me Green. Just trying to remember. Did that one have... Was that the one that we learned some sign language for? I can't remember. I don't think so. We might have. I don't think so. I don't think it was the Color Me Green song. Color me green, 'cause I care about the oceans and the rivers. Color me green. That's great. My sister thought Touch Me Green Pants would be a good band name. Yeah, I could see that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh boy. I apologize. I'm tired from all this nothing I've been doing. I mean, I say I've been doing nothing. I've done plenty this week. I went to a job interview this week. I did do some work on some scripts and mostly doing some outlining and stuff like that. Looking over some other scripts. I took some time this week to look over the neurodivergent and polyamorous script, which it's funny. I worked on that for a while at one point and then stopped working on it because to focus on some other projects. So I have like 19 pages of that script written. I feel like it's going to end up being a long one. So like how much longer from that it's going to be, I don't know. I might have to make myself cut some stuff down because I don't want it to be super long, but it's also a big important video. Like that's a big project. That's on par with like, the mom project for me in terms of like importance and like what's going to be going into it. So, and I have some ideas for that one that I'm really excited about. So I've already written a bunch of that one. And it's I don't know, maybe halfway done. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll see. Excited. Good. I'm glad you're excited. It's, I think it'll be a good one. I think. I hope so. I hope it is. I mean, I want them all to be good, obviously. So. I might take a pause because my throat's a little dry to get some more water. And I also might use the restroom very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my chair so you can all look at Tantrum, who's very, very cute. Oh, that's right. I need to feed the cats. So you can't look at Tantrum. I'm going to go get myself water. I'm going to feed the cats. And I might use the bathroom really quick, and then we'll come back and we'll keep doing stuff. Yes, fox water activate. So I will put the xenomorph and my buddy guy set up for you all to look at. Okay, hang on. And also I'm gonna mute myself. Haha, so you hear your awkward noises. All right. Hopefully everybody was good while I was gone. Hi, Contact Wrench. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Excellent, excellent. Did we get up to anything? Did everyone else get some water or maybe a snack or a meal, depending on the time that you were at this moment? Delicious water. One thing I do sometimes, though, that is kind of silly, is that I will sometimes drink some of these and then go put it back without like filling it back up, so it will be cold the next time I get it. So like this one didn't have a lot in it already. It's my own fault because cold water tastes better, in my opinion, for me. Obviously, if you do not agree, that is okay, but I find that cold water tastes better. And so if it's good, then I will be happy and drink more of it. Have you ever been to New Brunswick? No, I've been to the Brunswick that's nearby where I live, but I have not been to like New Brunswick, like Canada, New Brunswick. I agree with cold water being better. Yeah, because we're right. Yeah, it's okay if people, I know some people prefer like room temperature water. That is a thing. And that's valid. I like my cold water though. I will drink it more likely. I keep a Brita in the fridge, so I have to cold water. Nice. Nice. I should get a Brita. But like water here is so fun. Like it's, at least for now. You never know what could happen, but in Maine, generally the water is pretty much good everywhere. So I don't really have to worry about filtered water, but I feel like it's bad to have either. I had a thing on my sink for filtered water when at my last apartment, and I kind of left it there mostly because I just didn't feel like taking it off the sink. It wouldn't have taken long. I just didn't want to do it. Because I got to a point with my apartment where I was just like, I'm done. This is good as it's gonna be. So though I forgot my water bottle in the van when I got towed yesterday. Oh no. His engine was spewing smoke while Penn and I were going to the gym. Oh no, I'm sorry, Aeronautic. That sucks. That's really not fun at all. Gosh. That would be horrific. That sounds very scary. Like coming out and then finding that there's just smoke coming out of your vehicle. Like, oof. Yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that. That really sucks. Ugh. Can cars just stop breaking down, especially vans? I feel like I know so many people with vans that have been broke down recently. Something, what's going on with vans? Vans, get your shit together. While we were driving there. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's scarier because you're in the car. Like, is this thing about to explode? I hope not. Yeah, no, that's no fun. No, thank you. I don't know what that means. Why did I say no, thank you? I don't know. To be fair, the van's almost 20 years old. Well, still. If the smoke could come out of the car, not when I'm having to deal with it, that would be the best outcome. But I guess, I also just don't like vans. I was in a van so much as in my childhood. I just hate vans now. And that's not fair to vans. They're a perfectly acceptable vehicle. They're a fine, trusted mode of transportation. I have a van bias though. Freaking minivans specifically. Dodge minivan. Was that what we had? Dodge. I think it was a Dodge minivan. No smoke near car would be wonderful, regardless of your relative position. No. Yeah. I mean, fair. Yes. I don't want smoke coming out of any car, anywhere, ever, for a bad reason. No, thank you. Yeah, at least 20-year-old vehicles generally have available parts. That is true. I really don't know that much about vehicles because I do not drive. I just walk my ass everywhere or get on the bus. Or I get rides from people. It was my parents. They let me take it because I was old, and then it lasted a long time. Well, that's good. I'm glad it lasted a long time. And that was nice of your parents to give you that. So reliable first car. I technically was given a car once from my grandmother. They bought me like an old used. It was like a Cutlass, an Oldsmobile Cutlass, and I got to drive it technically kind of once, in the sense I like drove it up and down the driveway when I was like 18 and I was still learning to drive, because that was back when my mom was still teaching me, and then she just abruptly stopped, and then I just never learned after that. But yeah, they ended up giving the car to my uncle, who then totaled it. So I was like, cool, thanks. I didn't really feel like I could say much, because like I didn't know the drive yet anyway, and he needed the car, and they had bought it, so it wasn't mine, but it still kind of sucked. I named her Christine. Rest in peace, Christine. Explodey vehicles are bad. Yeah, we don't want explodey vehicles. No explodey. No explodey. I miss Car Talk on NPR. I've never listened to that. I listened to some NPR with my my stepmom when I was at we were on the way back from my dad's. We had something on that I think was NPR. It was talking about AI, heavy quotes. It's not really AI. Like assistant programs that like Google is having on its like photos, so that you can like add things that weren't there, and it was basically a conversation about like how much responsibility and how much concern we should have that these things are so easily available and becoming more widespread, and how much misinformation can be spread in light of that. Like she was giving the example of the Hollywood sign about that being on fire, and that was and it was very interesting to hear this guy just being so wiggly the whole time. I mean, talking about the context, and it's just like, shut up. I hate it. It was so frustrating. And then she talked to like an actual expert. The expert's just like, no, screw that guy. Oh boy. Also, I hope everyone's doing okay in the current landscape, because oh boy, it's about to get real. We're coming, for all my people in the United States. How we doing? Are we holding together okay? Because yeah, I'm just trying to not think about it, but you kind of can't not think about it. And and also I guess TikTok might be banned here in the next 4 hours. So enjoy that while you can. Assuming it actually gets banned. I keep hearing that maybe Trump's going to save it. I don't know. That's a whole thing. I mean, there's so much going on with the gaming stuff this week. Ugh. Like obviously we already knew about allegations existing, but getting more of the details was rough. So I hope everyone's been taking care of themselves this week. 2025 is off to a heavy start, as they often seem to be now these days, right? That's just the usual, but I hope everyone's doing okay. Oh, really? Not too bad to hear if one of the brothers was diagnosed with something. I want an automobile program that's hosted by drag queens. That would win so hard. like an Uber situation, but it's all drag queens. Cause like I'm down. That sounds great. Or are we talking more just like what are we talking? I assume we're talking about like an Uber, like a taxi service, but with drag queens. Cause hell yes, that sounds great. I don't know how to say that word. It's a fine replacement. I believe you. I don't know what that word is. I'm sorry. And I'm going to definitely pronounce it wrong if I try. Yeah. Oh, is that what's it called? Red Book? Is that the Red Book, the new TikTok? It's not TikTok, but it's like the Chinese actual version of it, and that a bunch of people are running to. They got an extension past inauguration, so like 2 extra days. Oh, okay, gotcha. Red Note. Okay, yeah. Like a podcast where I learn about automotive advice from drag queen mechanics. There's a really good mechanic that makes videos. I'm pretty sure she's trans. I don't believe she's a trans drag queen. I forget her name, but she's so nice. She's so sweet. I don't think she's just a mechanic though. I think she's just like a general like handy woman. She just knows how to fix things because she's awesome. I can't remember her name, but she's great. I love her. She's so great. She's so nice. She'll make a point to say to people like, because they'll like show somebody dealing with a situation, and then she's like, oh yeah, that looks tough, let me help you with that, and then shows them how to do it. And she's always so nice about it. And she'll say to like the people watching, like, hey, let's be nice. Remember, like, we're all on a different learning journey. And she's so, so nice. Mercury Stardust? Yes, I think that's right. That sounds right. I think you are correct. I think some bad stuff came out about her. Oh God, what now? And that's the world we live in. I'm like, oh yeah, there's this person I really like. Oh, something bad came out. Of course there did. Of course, that's how it works. Well, that's rude. How bad? How bad we talk? Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I want to just live in ignorant bliss. There's only so many things I can know about. Oh boy. Well, that's disappointing. But yeah, that is Red Book. Okay, gotcha. I hadn't actually seen its real name written out, untranslated name written out before. So okay, cool. Yeah. I don't think I'll be joining that, but I don't really have strong opinions about people joining it. Like if you're gonna do it, fine. Just be aware, as we all should be aware that things happen to our data. It's not. I mean, I don't use TikTok very much, to be honest with you. I usually just use Instagram, although I don't really want to use much of any of Meta now because of everything. I barely use Facebook anyway, and I don't really like Threads. Threads is fine, but I don't know. There's an energy on Threads that feels too similar to Twitter, and I haven't had a Twitter now for over a year, so I'm good. Bluesky is fine. I like Bluesky. It's fine enough. It's good. That's what I use it. What else can we talk about? We're talking for about an hour. I probably won't be streaming for too much longer. We might do maybe another half an hour or so. I've talked a little bit about some of the videos I got planned. The Kevin Can F himself video, the neurodivergent and polyamorous video. That's going to be a long one. And again, that one might be like March or even April. I feel like there's something in April. Maybe. So I might do for the first video, might be the Kevin Can F himself, because that one's not going to, it'll still take work the way they all do. But I feel like that one's going to be a little bit of a quicker video. I do want to talk a little bit about problematic sitcoms and sort of how that's an influence that we're seeing in the show being explored and deconstructed a bit. So there's definitely some research I need to do, and there's some stuff I've already found that I need to dive into a bit more. There's some really good video essays about that too. I know Pop Detective has that one about Big Bang Theory and some of that stuff. So yeah, anyway. I'm so sad about Gaiman. I've read his stuff since I was a kid, and I feel betrayed since I went through the same experience the woman he abused went through. I'm really sorry, Fuzzy Numbers. Yeah, no, the Gaiman shit really sucks. There's no words for how awful it is to treat any one human being like that, but to do it multiple times, especially someone who had this big show of being how he was, and how many stories existed out there about him just being, on the right side with the right opinion. And yeah, it hurts. It hurts more than Whedon for me, honestly. It really does. Whedon was really disappointing, but it didn't hurt me in the same way that knowing that Gaiman did this hurt me. My dad and his wife are huge Gaiman fans, and are devastated by this. They're both they're almost shaken by it. It really sucks. Really, really sucks. And between the allegations that have come out about Gaiman and the allegations that have come out about a fellow YouTuber, Vivian Strange, I have been feeling just extra, frustrated with the world and the way that abuse just keeps happening and people keep getting hurt, and that it feels like we're never learning the right lesson. If there is a right lesson, if there is one right lesson, I don't think there is one. I think there's a lot you can learn from these stories, and it just sucks though, because it keeps happening and keeps coming from people that you think would know better. And it's really frustrating. The discourse around gay men has gotten me thinking about all the good feminist leftist men who use that position as a tool for abuse. Yeah. Full disclosure, I do not trust men who call themselves feminists. I don't think I'd ever seen Gaiman call himself a feminist. He just was very much espousing supposedly feminist ideals. And maybe he did, and I don't know. I was a fan of his, but I wasn't somebody that I was like, I could tell you every detail about him. Like I try not to do that with public figures anyway, because I feel weird about it. Like occasionally I'll allow myself a little bit of parasociality, like full disclosure. Rahul Kohli that I mentioned in the Michael Flanagan video, like I let myself be a little parasocial with that because he has an Instagram account the way he interacts with his fans is a very specific way. I try to be very respectful. And even that, it's like just more like I say that I'm like hearting occasional video, video or something he posts. I don't really engage much other than that. Like I try to be respectful because it's weird when people get like, I don't know, obsessive or feel that entitlement, that ownership over a public figure. So for most part, when it comes to a public figure, I try not to really know that much. I try to just kind of not engage with it. They're a person, they're entitled to their privacy. So I really I don't know if he ever actually specifically called himself a feminist. I know as a rule of thumb, when a man tells me he's a feminist, I do not believe him. Like, show me. You're a feminist? Cool. How do I know that? That's just a word. I know somebody who was local. She has since moved, and she was a victim of abuse and assault from somebody who was a professor of women's studies. So yeah, that doesn't mean anything. You can call yourself a feminist all the time. You can call yourself an ally all day long. It doesn't mean anything. I like to hope I come across as an ally to other communities that I am not a part of. I don't get to decide that. You know what I mean? So anyway, there's some chatting. Also, hi, Caption Boy. Everyone say hi to Caption Boy. He's very cute. Everyone be nice to him. Vivian was someone I collaborated with once, so that hit pretty hard. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Pim. I mean, we didn't do like a full collaboration, but like she did speak in my my polyamory is queer video, which we were talking about earlier. Actually, she was one of the people in that, and she did a voice in the mom video. So yeah, it was really funny. And she and I had some private conversations, and we're generally friendly towards each other. We weren't like best friends or anything, but yeah, no, it really it sucked. And all of them are guys who are the same type of guy as me. So as much as I want people to trust me, there's always a voice that says, no, you shouldn't trust me because of the type of person. Anyway, I just got here. Hi, Cyril. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't want you to like feel like you should just be like down on yourself that people might not trust you. I think it's about making yourself trustworthy in ways that are actually like not just saying I'm trustworthy, actually, walking the walk. And, if you notice something, doing something, interviewing, when you see something like I've had guys ask me, if I see a guy, I think harassing a woman, like what's the thing I can do? And I was like, the best thing you can do is to, interact with the guy, distract him, get him away from her. And you don't have to be aggressive. It can just be as simple as like you start asking him questions out of nowhere. What are those shoes you're wearing? I don't know. Improvise. Easy for me to say. I'm a theater girl, but like, you know what I mean? So those are the kind of things you can do. And speaking up when there aren't women in the room, when someone says something that's like, hey, wait a second, let's not say that. Let's not perpetuate that. And then, just trying to be aware of power dynamics and the kind of relationships you're seeing around you and what's happening and how people are talking about their spouses, or I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do to still be someone who is worthy of trust. And I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm not trustworthy. I don't know. I know how self-talk can be sometimes. I'm trying to encourage you to still have gentle self-talk with yourself. I hope that's coming through. I don't know if it was. I wish I looked more androgynous. I'm non-binary, but obviously AMAB. And people are saying, hi, fantastic, big mood. All of the guys I've seen do this in the smaller communities are people who otherwise do the work. There's a friend I had to cut out a few months ago for pulling the same shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Cyril. That sucks. That sucks. You don't call yourself an ally, you earn it or you don't. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I don't get to say if I'm a good ally or not. I hope I am, but that's not a thing I can say. Like, kind of the same way I can't say I if I'm doing good at my job. You know, it's really for someone else to say. I mean, you can have a certain awareness of like, oh, I think I'm nailing it today, which sometimes I feel, not all the time, but sometimes I feel. But that's, it's a little different. Oh, of course, any guy complaining about people making assumptions on his gender is obviously oblivious to his. Yeah. Like, why don't people trust me? Why are you blah, 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 blah. It's like, because of what you're doing right now. That's why. Right. I'm thinking about this in that way because I've seen a trend of guys who generally put in the work to earn that trust and use that. Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. Unicorn Mandy's important. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. I feel very cute. This is the one that has pockets. It's great. I didn't have the energy to put on makeup, so I decided to just put on a unicorn onesie. Allyship is action I try to practice. Good. That's ditto. So it's not so much that I'm down myself, but critical of the place that I'm holding socially when other people weaponize they're doing the work. Yeah, no, I get you. I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's hard because that's what it kind of feels like Gaiman did. He kind of used people's trust as him as this shield, which I think is part of the reason why it took a while for these stories to come out, because nobody wanted to say a bad word about him. Like, I know we can talk a lot about the issues with the Tortoise podcast. They are I don't know, there's a nice way to sum them up from what I know about them. Transphobia sucks. That's my summary. But I also think that the reason why the women initially went to Tortoise is because they were willing to listen to someone say something negative about Gaiman in a way that, unfortunately, I think so many of us weren't. I mean, when those podcast episodes came out, so many people were talking about how this might be some kind of conspiracy from TERFs to try and like make Gaiman look bad. And it was like, guys, there's enough of people with stories that are similar that I don't know about this. Also, I don't like that that's your first assumption. Like, we can be critical, and we should be critical of sources of information for sure, but we have to be careful about how we're critical. You know what I mean? Like, it really hit me in a weird way. And of course, now the Vulture article has come out, and the people who are paying a fuck attention hopefully have dropped that stance completely. I'm sure there's still people out there defending it. I know Neil and Sarah from the Leftist Cooks have gotten some fresh, stupid comments. So unfortunately, those people still exist, and it's very frustrating. I mean, allyship is an action, and it's not a thing you are, it's a thing you do. Yeah, 100%. We're twinsies. I also wear a unicorn onesie around the house. Nice. Is it the same one? Or is it different? Like, do you have the star, and like, do you have pockets? Pockets are very important. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of water, y'all. I mean, it's good. I'm drinking, but Tortoise had backing money to worry less about legal threats. What? Oh yeah, I think I just read that wrong. Sorry, hang on. To less about legal threats. Oh, okay. Not worried about legal threats. Okay, I'm understanding. I can read. I read an interview with Tori Amos, who was a close friend of his, and is heartbroken. He's her kid's godparent. Yeah. I really feel for the people in his life, because like, you're seeing people coming just so horrified by it, and who didn't know, even people who were close to him. Mander Palmer knew, and I have some feelings about that. But that gets complicated, and I don't want to get into it. I'm feeling super queer here in my skirt, giving my boyfriend his testosterone shot. That's really wholesome, actually. That's a very wholesome image. I love that. I love that. I'm glad that you're feeling super queer. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. I hope everyone's feeling good tonight. I hope everyone's feeling themselves. I hope however you're feeling in your body today feels good, and how you want to feel, and you're feeling affirmed, whatever that means for you. Like, I hope we're all feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good right now. And part of that is admittedly that earlier I might have partaken in some very legal substances. So that might help, admittedly. And we did have some mimosas for our lady brunch, which was fun. It was fun, little lady brunch, lady-ish brunch is what we were actually calling it, parentheses, because at least one of the people that were there today, they're like non-binary, some flavor. I don't think they have a specific word in mind. So yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. We had bacon and pastries and some mimosas. Read the same interview. It's a good reminder that abusers fool more than just their victims. Yeah, they fool everybody. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating. Something that I've said to my sister before, because my sister, she still she's still in contact with my mother, and that's fine. That's her choice. We're all very accepting of like where we're at with her mom. And sometimes when something happens with my mother, my sister will say to me, I'm so mad at myself for, believing her this time, or hoping that she was actually going to pull through or whatever. And I've told her before, and this is something I need to tell myself, and maybe this is helpful for other people here too, is that there's nothing wrong with wanting to believe in somebody, right? Because, you know what I mean? Like, someone like, like a Gaiman or something, you wanting to believe in the best in them, I don't think is a bad thing. Wanting to take people at face value, I don't think is wrong. Like, I want to believe in the best in people. I want to try to be as uncynical as possible. It doesn't always happen because I'm 37. I've seen some shit, man. It's hard. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's wrong. And I try to tell my sister that. And I want people who, especially people who have been a victim of abuse, know it's so easy to want to, well, this time it's going to be different. And it's hard to get out of that. And I think because we're the kind of people who are hopeful for better and for worse sometimes, right? I don't think that's wrong. And I think that's something to kind of remind ourselves of during all of this, is having wanted to believe somebody was telling us the truth is not wrong. We should hope that people are telling us the truth. We have to have, unfortunately, a certain level of, skepticism that is healthy, but it's not wrong to want to believe somebody. I don't know. That's helpful to hear. It might not be. Ignore me if so. Maine has better laws regarding that than Oklahoma. Oh, does it? Okay, well, good. I mean, I know we have some stuff in place. I wouldn't say we're the best. I don't know if anyone is the best. But I'm sorry to hear that about Oklahoma, though. Hi, Tangerine's back. Hello. Are you gonna jump up here? You might jump up here in a second. If you do, no, that's right here. If you want to come up here, but you'll have to jump on the desk first. Then he jumps on my lap. So it's a whole thing. There he comes. Here he comes. There's the fluffy boy. Okay, do you want to sit down? Because I can't see the chat right now because your butt is covering it. It's my cat. Come on, get in the... I don't know why he'll do this sometimes. He'll just stand here awkwardly. Like, I know he wants to get in the lap, but he like stands here for a minute. Come on. Get in the lap. There you go. Little weirdo. Okay. I saw something someone wrote to the effect of abusers groom their friends as well as their victims. Yeah. No, I think that's fair. Why do you do this? Like, that's his like whole body on my hand. It's very annoying. Often abusers lie to themselves about who they are. Yeah, that's true. Yes, Kitty. Hi, Mary. Nice sweater. It's actually a onesie. It's a whole onesie. I got a tail and everything. Thank you. Oh yeah, he's got like half of his front on my arm. It's very awkward when he does this because he's not a light cat. So we usually get to a certain point and then we have to stop. There you are. You want to say hello? There he is. There's Juki. It's like, what are you doing? You're on the TV. It's not a TV, it's a computer screen, but I use my computer as a TV screen a lot. So, Tantrum is a good boy. He is a good boy. I mean, he's still an asshole sometimes because he's a cat, and that's just what they are sometimes, but that's okay. Ooh, you okay? Please no throwing up. Please no throwing up. The chat loves you. The chat loves you. Of course they do. How could you not? Look at this. Look at this cutie. Look at her. Oh, I love him so much. I've had him ever since he was a little kitten. He was the runt of the litter. He could fit in my hand. And now look how big he is. Now his head can fit in my hand. He's such a big boy. Such a big boy. He's turning... Let's see. We got you in 2013. So you're turning 12 this year. My baby's turning 12 this year. And that means Murray's turning 11. Oh my goodness. They're technically senior cats now, which fucks me up. I got clawed a little bit by my cousin's kitty the other day. Oh, did you? Whatever happens in this world, at least there are cats. There are cats. There are cats. Oh my goodness, she's getting comfortable, which means my hand's gonna hurt soon. It's so hard because the way he sits in such a way that this hand is almost primed to go for the belly. But if I go for the belly, he will bite the hell out of me. He does not like bellies to be touched. He thinks that is wrong. Oh. Pussy boy. At least there are cats. Yes, that's what we have all agreed on. We're very happy. Very happy for cats. He's a good boy. How's everybody's fur babies at home if you have one? Or scaled babies or fish baby, whatever kind of baby you have. Maybe some of you have a real baby. I don't know. What's that like? Is it hard? I love my fur babies. Even the one that scratched my eye and sent me to urgent care. Oh my goodness. She just fights. She's just a spacey one. That's okay. Does he know he's adorable is what I was trying to say. I think he does. He must. Like when he goes on his back and he does the belly thing, I feel like he definitely knows then. I feel like he has to. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you know how cute you are? You've got a cat now and she's dumb as a fence post. It's great. Excuse me. I love cats. My friend that I've been walking the dog for this past week, her roommate has been cat sitting and he has 2 cats. And so he has 2 orange tabbies. They're great. The boy, Gary, especially, he's very loving and they're huge. They're like the size of my cats. And then the ones he's been cat sitting are these like kittens. So they're much smaller and they are very friendly as well. And the little black one named Midnight, she would like because like I would walk my friend's dog and then I'll sit with her for a little bit afterwards just to give her like a little bit of attention, a little bit of cuddles. I sometimes have to wait for the bus anyway. So it just works out nicely. And that one, the little black one kept jumping on my lap while I'd be with her. So I'm like, giving the dog belly scratches on one side. And then where Tantrum is this little black kitten who's tiny and like rubbing it on my sweater. It is so freaking cute. And actually reminds me a lot of a cat my godmother had. She had a black cat named Midnight because like that cat, this black cat has a little white spot right on the chest, right where he did. And I'm like, Midnight, is that you? Did you come back? That's quite the coincidence. He was a very loving cat. He was a good boy. A former roommate of mine had a cat who loved armpit rubs so much that if you were petting him, he'd contort himself to position your hand to his armpit. Really? I've never had a cat like armpit rubs before. I've had cats that liked actual belly rubs, but I've never had that before. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Yes, hello. He mostly likes head scratches. That's his thing. He likes some head scratches. He likes some pats. Do not touch the belly. The belly does not exist. My fur baby is more like fur senior, but still really cute. Yeah, I mean, technically, Tantrum and Marie are not considered senior felines, but they are still my baby kitties. I don't care how old they get. They could be 100 years old. They are still my sweet baby kitties. And you are going to live to 100. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Mary, that is the face of a cat who knows he's the kiss. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Just look. He's aware. He and Murray both are very loved and very happy, and definitely know. Is Tantrum a Maine Coon that lives in Maine? He's definitely at least part Maine Coon. Like, he's a big boy. He's got some of the markings of a Maine Coon. I think Murray is also part Maine Coon because they're just both just such big cats. So they got to be at least part. They're probably, some mixture of a bunch of things. I could probably do one of those like cat DNA tests if I wanted to, but I mean, I don't really care. I don't care enough to at least pay money to do it. If it was free, I might do it. I don't really care that much, but yeah, he's at least part Maine Coon. He's a good boy. If he's not part Maine Coon, then I guess he could be part like one of those like Norwegian cats, but I don't think so. I think he's part Maine Coon. I remember when somebody asked me if Maine Coons are really common in Maine. And it's like, I feel like maybe, I don't know. Like, I feel like I've known a lot of people with cats that were part Maine Coon, but I don't know if that's like more or less common here than other places. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the Maine Coon population really looks like in terms of statistics. So I have no idea. I could not tell you. These two are definitely at least part Maine Coon, but other people's cats, I mean, I will say, Gary and Gilly, my friend's roommates' cats, they're good sized cats. Like they seem fairly large for an American short hair. So I feel like they might have some Maine Coon in them too, quite possibly. I don't know. So he's mainly Maine. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I love Maine Coons, but the amount of hair intimidates. So I don't know if I ever. Yeah, I will never have a long haired cat again. I love him so much, but long haired cat is so frustrating, and he does not like to be brushed. So like he sometimes will get clumps and like mats in the back of his butt, and it's just very difficult to get them off of him. So I will then have to pay money to go to the vet so they can knock him out so that they can shave his butt. Like he has had a line cut before. It was so cute. Oh my God, it killed me. And it actually helped a lot with keeping him from developing another mat for a while. So that's good. What are you doing? Oh, I left a bottle down there. I should clean that up. Oh yeah, I just remembered. I had a Patreon supporter. Because I always ask my Patreon supporters, like, if there's something you want me to discuss, let me know and I'll do it on the stream. I think I had one. I did. I had one from XX Franklin XX. I think a good topic would be doormat mom, if you're up for it, I guess. So in keeping to the Patreon supporter, okay, you're like falling off my lap. So we're gonna push you over here again. There you go. There you go. I know. Good boy. Good boy. I have no idea if this is like referring to a specific thing or if this just means like the concept of a doormat mom. Like I've never heard of this expression. I've heard of like treating someone like a doormat. So I assume that's what they mean, this person. I'm not sure. So like don't use your mother as a doormat. Use a doormat because that's what a doormat's for. And that's my opinion. Thank you for the probably, I don't know how much this person gives me a month. Can I find that out on my app or do I have to, I might have to actually like, oh no, I don't want to block them. I wanted to see if I could look at their information. I don't know if I can do it on the app because the app is a little bit different. Members, nope, that's not quite it. How can I do it? I might have to go to the actual website and do it, so we won't worry about it. We won't worry about it. It's not important. Dirty pantaloons are the cat owner's burden. Yes. Yes, indeed. I grew up where my mom was a doormat to my dad, which impacted how she acted towards us. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. Yeah. I mean, when I think of someone being a doormat, I do tend to think of like a wife that might be in an abusive situation that also affects the children who kind of doesn't try to intervene for her children's sake, which can cause a lot of harm. But I also don't know if doormat mom might be referring to like some kind of phenomenon of like moms who aren't very good at parenting and let their kids walk all over them. I don't know if that's what that means. I have no idea if this is like a specific thing. We all learned that dad was worse than he perceived someone disagreeing with him, including if she stood up for us. We were punished more. Yeah, and that's the thing, is it doesn't make it better or worse. Doormat Mom is an online controversy about a estranged mom calling her children ungrateful. Oh, I see. Maybe they're talking about that. Oh, maybe. I don't know anything specifically about that. I could look it up really quick. Hold for Googling. This is such good streaming content. Doormat Mom did come up. Okay. Doormat Mom No More is apparently a book. I have not heard anything about this. I've missed this whole thing. Okay. The new book, Doormat Mom No More, says no more to the bullying of good parents by ungrateful adult kids. Oh, okay. I see where this is going. Damn it. Okay. Society has taught adult kids that it's okay to mistreat good parents. It has to end. Okay. Thousands of good. I'm reading. This is some article online that I assume is promoting the book. Thousands of good parents have grown tired of being mistreated, bullied, and even thrust into estrangement by their ungrateful adult kids. These are the same kids who they sacrificed for, cared for, loved, and devoted every ounce of themselves for while raising them. So it's written very well. And yet, in return, they receive nothing but shame, blame, and the demand that they fix themselves by the adult kids that they once gave and everything to. There's like a random, is that a comma or is that my screen? That's a comma. No, that was my screen. Okay, we're fine. Demand they fix themselves by the adult kids that they once gave everything to. It is a comma. There's two commas there. Why? These parents are finally saying enough. The book follows a TikTok account called Doormat Mom and a meta group called Doormat Mom No More, which has grown exponentially overnight. No, I have not heard about this at all. Oh, no. She said this issue has resulted from a sick society who has warped the minds of our children all the way up through young adulthood while insisting that parents meet impossible parenting standards. The collision of both places good parents in a very bad light, leading to the mistreatment of good parents, estrangement, and the demand for them to fix themselves by their ungrateful adult kids. It's bullying and an attack on the family. Good parents have finally had enough and are saying no more. They are pushing back, and Doormat Mom No More, when good parents finally say enough to their ungrateful adult kids, is the result of this. Wow. Holy shit. So I'm guessing somebody's adult child does not talk to them anymore, and they're throwing a hissy fit about it. Jesus Christ. I catch up on the comments, and we'll talk some more about this in a second. I really hope I can move to Maine to live with my aunt. I know it's far more conservative than Vermont, but it's way better than Oklahoma. Any current hyperfixations? We will get to that, Sarah. We'll have to talk about this first, and then we'll circle back to that. Remind me of it if I forget. No Doormat Mom is a specific creator who likes to talk about her entitled children. Lots. Savvy writes books Savvy Writes Books just did a video on her. Oh, okay. Was that the same person I watched? I think their name was like Richardson or something like that. Because they had a video talking about somebody who makes a bunch of content talking about being estranged from their daughter, I think it is. And she is very interesting. Like her name was like Joe something that was the creator of that one. That says so much, right? That very heavy, deep sigh that I did earlier. Yeah. It's just a mom complaining online. Damn you kids and your emotional autonomies. Good parents, chances of turfs mostly. Yeah, I mean, that's the other part of it too, is you'll have these parents who are like, transphobic and don't want to talk about that and to dismantle that in any way and then get upset that like, well, I just don't understand. You'll always be my insert wrong gender here, to me, or, things like that. And then don't understand when their children don't want to talk to them anymore. There's that part of the community for sure. There's people like me who, we just had like really shitty childhoods, grew up, wanted our parents to have a bit more accountability and then never got it. Even amongst sometimes promises to do better, you get parents who, will just straight up say that their children lie about their childhood. And it's like, or maybe, they have a different perspective on what you did because they lived it. Like there's so many like ways that estranged parents like to sort of twist the narrative around. And so often it becomes a woe is me situation. It becomes this like woe is me narrative of like, I tried so hard and I sacrificed so much. Nobody said you didn't do those things. No one said it was easy. No one's saying like that you didn't do the best you could. Maybe you did. Your best wasn't good enough though. My mom's best sure as fuck wasn't. If I ever even got her best, like it was not enough. And I'm allowed to say that I don't want you in my life anymore because of that. And I'm sorry, calling that bullying, like, I'm not saying there isn't a way that the silent treatment can be a form of bullying. I talked in the mom video about how the whole thing where Lady Bird's mom doesn't talk to her is like really messed up and weird and uncomfortable to watch. Like just straight up refusing to speak to her daughter when she's right there, crying and begging her to talk to her, all because she wants to go to a different college than what she wants her to. And that's a form of silent treatment that I do have an issue with. But like, if someone decides that you're so toxic and they don't want to deal with you anymore, that they don't want to talk to you anymore, like, how is that actively bullying you? You know what I mean? Like, that's not the same thing at all. It's a stretch. It's giving Franklin Vo definitions of bullying. We've talked about Franklin and how he's tried to claim certain things are bullying. And it's like, no, it's not, sweetie. Good try. Very nice try. But no, I'd have to really stretch my definition of the word bully or harassment to believe for a second that you went through that. I doubt, big old blue X doubt in the corner of my face. Did you say Richard Simmons? I don't think I did. Did I? I don't think I did. I think I said Richardson. I think that's what I was trying to say. It was Richardson. I think I said it weird. That's on me. I apologize. I've got a weird mouth sometimes. Where's the unquestioning loyalty we gave our parents? Darn it, right? That's what it is. That feeling when you realize your children have their own life. Wonder what good old Franklin's doing right now. Oh, I can't imagine. He's off somewhere crying about how, he was the victim of a conspiracy that totally exists or something. I don't know. He's working on a book. I don't know what he's doing. I've been trying very hard to not check in on what he's doing because I don't want to know. I'm really curious, despite myself. I am curious how he feels about the game and stuff, because I wonder if he has some feelings about that, because Gaiman's statement that he came out with, honestly, like kind of remind me of Vo a little bit, in the sense that Vo also did the thing where he said like, oh, I haven't always been the best partner. His definition of what made him the not best partner is very enraging. Obviously. I will say Gaiman's was a lot shorter to get through. So there's that. So hopefully wherever Franklin is, he is stubbing his toe a lot, because screw that man. That's how I feel about it. Also, it is 8:44. So maybe we'll just stop at 9. That seems good, because I am getting hungry. I would like to eat. I don't think I've had dinner yet. Have I had dinner yet? I have not had dinner yet. So I'd like to eat something here at some point and get some more water. I might watch more Friends. Don't judge me too hard. But I might just zone out for the rest of the evening. I only have one more day left of my vacation, so I kind of want to just take it as easy as possible tomorrow. So that's kind of the plan for some of it. The day anyway. I got some stuff I gotta do. I gotta walk the dog, and I gotta do I'm recording a podcast tomorrow. That'll be fun. So how about those hyperfixations? Hyperfixations, yes. So I've been very focused on a couple of the scripts themselves, really. That's been sort of the focus. So I've been focused on um, the main script, the neurodivergent script, and the Kevin Can F Himself script. So those have been a kind of focus I keep coming back to. Another thing that's this weird sort of creative side project thing I've been working on is this like we'll call it. I'm calling it a television show, but it's really just like a silly outline to a fake show in my head that's just fun to write and play around with it. The story of which kicks off when a polyamorous woman is murdered and her polycule has to solve her murder. So that's the storyline, and it's just been fun to work on. It's one of those things where I'm just like letting myself have fun. You know how like if for anyone out there who's ever written fan fiction, one of the fun things about fan fiction is because you know it's not going to ever be a thing. Probably like people obviously do publish their fan fictions. They like the scrubbing off the serial numbers or what they call it. That is a thing. But like, you know what I mean? That thing where you can just kind of like let yourself have fun because like, who cares? There's a certain freedom with fan fiction writing that I used to remember that was really fun to play around with. Like I want to write in the second person. And that's what I did for one of my stories. Why? Because I could. That's what it feels like writing this is like, I'm just having fun with it. I just wrote a whole outline to a musical episode that uses angsty music from when I was like a teenager. And it's great. I love it. I love how it came out. I have to at some point like actually write it out. That's the next step in theory after I outline everything. But it's just like a fun thing I keep coming back to. There's certain songs I hear that I'll listen to and I think about how I would want the scene to play out. And I don't know. It's just fun. It's just silly. It's stupid. It'll never be a thing probably, but it's just fun to do. So that's a thing. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I've been trying to get a new job, which it looks like I have a new job because I heard back from them a lot faster than I was expecting. So it's looking like I might have a new day job, which would mean I don't have 2 day jobs anymore. So I have to leave the other 2 places. It's technically not set in stone yet because I haven't actually responded. And I was kind of waiting to see if one of the other places was going to offer me full time. But this would be a really good opportunity for me for a lot of reasons. So anyway, that's been kind of a thing. And rest has also been a hyperfixation. Trying to give myself some rest so that I can just sort of figure things out because I've been so tired and I've been feeling a lot more burned out lately. So, excuse me. I only judge you a medium amount for watching Friends. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm sorry. I would love Kevin Can F Himself. Nice. Yeah, I have so many feelings. I really wish it had a 3rd season. I'm really mad it doesn't have a 3rd season. It should have had a 3rd season. But otherwise, there's a lot in there I really like. I really want to talk about things that I noticed watching it. I want to talk about how so fucking obvious that Patty is in love with Allison. It's right there. It's right there. I mentioned that to Caption Boy, and he had no idea what I was talking about, or he seemed like confused by it. So I'm gonna we watched one episode together the other day, and if we watch some more together, I'm gonna be like, look at it, it's right there. I have feelings. It's a good show. I really like it. I think they did a good job. Also, as someone who lives in New England, yes, they nailed Worcester. They nailed it. The accents are pretty good. The obsession with Dunkins is definitely a thing. Although I think there at one point they call it something else that I was like, no, they just call it Dunks. They just call it Dunks. They nailed it. The accent's pretty solid. The way it looks is pretty good. And not that I go to Worcester a lot, but like I've been to towns like Worcester. So like, yeah, they did a really good job with that. I discovered the podcast used to be on recently. May I inquire as to why you stopped? Was it just too much on your plate? That's a great question. So we talked a little bit about that earlier, actually. It doesn't really matter why I left. Admittedly, there was a lot going on. There was a lot I was trying to get done, and it was very difficult to fit in the podcast, like in terms of how much research and taking the time to record. And then if we hosted an episode, we then would have to edit our own episodes. So that also took time. So like it was admittedly a big time drain, and especially with the jobs. And well, at the time I only had the 1 day job, but between that and everything else, it was getting tricky to fit in. So like that is a contributing factor to what happened. I think really what it came down to is just that, sometimes friends don't make the best coworkers. And there's nothing but respect on both sides of this. I think I was not the coworker they needed, and they were not the coworkers I needed. But it's all good. We're all good. There's no ill feelings towards it. Like there are times I miss the podcast, or I feel a little strange about having left so abruptly, because I know it was abrupt. But it happened. Everything's good. I'm fine. And honestly, it was probably for the best, because 2024, the way that year was, like, I don't think I would have been able to stick around for the podcast anyway. Like I might have ended up leaving that year instead, had we not made the decision for me to go at the end of 2023. So yeah, everything's good. I don't want people to read into it too much. I was going through a lot of stuff when I left Respect the Dead. That was not the best. So my mental state was not great at the time. So I know you might have seen some stuff I ended up deleting, and if you didn't see it, great. I'm glad you didn't. So don't worry about any of that stuff. I was not in a great place. I'm doing better now. We're good. Therapy is awesome. But I'm doing okay. And if you're enjoying the podcast, that's great. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy my contributions. None of the episodes that I hosted are up anymore, and that's their decisions, their podcast. They get to do with it what they want at this point. But I hope you do enjoy the episodes that I am, because it was a fun time. It was a fun time. So hopefully that answers your question in a way that is respectful and makes sense and doesn't get too into the weeds of anything. I don't want people to be worried. Fan fiction for me is like a blur, and suddenly I have 20 keywords out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can just comes right out. It just flows through you. And oh wow, thank you for that $5 Canadian dollars. What accent was that? I don't know. From Lee Wild West. May I offer super during these trying times? Well, thank you very much. And I'm gonna just get a little heart. Is that a cat as your profile picture? I love it. It's very cute. Thank you so much. I mentioned this earlier, that if I got 10 super chats, I was going to share part of a script, which it's looking like I think I'm going to wrap up soon, so it's not going to really happen. For some reason, the goal thing is only registering one. I had one other one earlier. So if I get like 8 in the next 8 minutes, I'll do it really quick before I leave. But thank you. I did. Thank you. Anyway, I appreciate it. I just thought it'd be fun to try a goal. I didn't know if I'd reached it or not. It's just better this way. Right. But also they would be bad for each other. I absolutely get that. Thank you for your frank response. Yeah. You're welcome. Again, I wish them well. I don't want there to be weird drama. I don't want people to like fill in the blanks in like weird ways, because like stuff obviously can happen. Things happen. We're all good. And I mean, it seems like they're doing great. So there's the podcast channel is bigger than my channel right now, so I think they're doing fine. Tim Sample is my go-to example of a Mainer accent. He reads this one Stephen King short story about two old Mainers who drunkenly burned down a forest for flowers. Oh, okay. I don't think I know that one. Tim Sample, but I'll have to look that up. I bet that's I bet I agree. My favorite example I've ever seen of someone explaining the Maine accent came from someone named I think her handle is mainly Jess. She is a writer for the Portland Press Herald, one of the main newspapers here. And she talked about how for the Maine accent, agender and agenda are the opposite words you think they are because of the way they're pronounced. So, if someone's saying agender, they're probably actually mean an agenda. Like we're doing, what's the agenda for tonight? As opposed to if someone says agenda, they're probably talking about gender, because we like to play with our R's for fun, for sport. Happy to have you visit. Yes, Muppet Sex and Trauma, which if you all ever, miss me on a podcast, I have guest over there a few times. We are recording episode tomorrow, actually, for an episode, which I need to rewatch that episode because I just realized I have not done that yet. I generally remember most of the time, but I still like to rewatch them before. So it's extra fresh. And it's a great little podcast. If you like the show Farscape, we talk about Farscape episodes. It's a lot of fun. I get to just nerd out about Farscape, so it's perfect. It's my dream. It's the dream. What YouTubers not trying to start weird beef with each other despite extensively being friends? Yes. Trying not to start beef. Like, I definitely have some beef with some people, but most people I don't have beef with, even if we aren't on the strongest speaking terms anymore. I'll be honest, I don't hear much from Harker the Storyteller anymore these days because I think they're just really busy in their real life doing other stuff, and they haven't made a YouTube video in a while. So I don't hear from Harker very much these days, but no bad feelings there either. They're a great person. I do miss them around the space. They were a great little source of positivity and trying to build community. I think they've just been focusing more on IRL stuff, and they're busy with all kinds of things. They're a very busy person. So, sometimes things just work out the way they do. That's just life. And I have that kind of mentality about it anyway, because I used to move a lot around as a kid. So I'm so used to just my scenarios changing very abruptly. Sometimes it's stressful, obviously, still for a lot of reasons, but yeah, no beef. I've got beef with Vivian. I definitely have beef with her because of what she did and the way she's acting and all of this weird stuff she's been pulling with I'm going to make a video. I'm not going to make a video. I'm quitting YouTube. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm a better leftist than all of you. I'm re-uploading a video of mine and changing the voice actors. And it's just, rah. It's frustrating. I hate it. Main accent is like the legitimate transatlantic accent. Yeah, a little bit. I feel like the transatlantic accent is almost a little more, I don't know. When I think transatlantic, I think more almost performative in this very grabbing your attention away. I think of an old timey radio host, I guess, as opposed to this a Mainer accent. But yeah, there's a similar and there's some content creators online who make videos of doing Maine accents that kind of get it. I missed something. Who is this? So this is the YouTuber Vivian Strange. All this stuff has come out publicly, so I think me talking about it here isn't a big deal. No, that's not a big deal, but I don't think it's bad for me to talk a little YouTube drama, just a little as a treat. She is a fellow YouTuber. She's around the same size as me. I think she's technically a little smaller. But she is a YouTuber who has been in videos of mine before. She was actually in the Is Polyamory Queer video. She's one of the people who I had answer questions throughout that. And she did a voice in my mom video. She's collaborated with other YouTubers. She had a series where she would have Palestinian. She was I'm still unclear exactly what was happening there because I never actually got around to watching any of those videos, but she was very pro Palestine, which is great. But there's there was some weirdness about her uploading other Palestinian creators' content. Supposedly she was doing that to help get more eyes on them, but there was some concern that maybe she was doing that. She was then reaping the benefits of that financially. There's allegations of, unfortunately, some abusive and toxic behaviors, as well as including assault from other YouTubers, actually, including Lola Sebastian, who everyone loves Lola. And it's very frustrating to hear that. And Vivian's response to all this was basically to claim that these are all lies, that they're just trying to take her down. She's tried to blame trans misogyny. She, for context, is trans. 3 of the 4 people who have come out with allegations are also trans. So this is not a, people are coming for a trans woman situation like she's trying to play it as. It's an inter-community situation. So that's very frustrating. And there's been some other stuff. She had the stream. She came out with this video at one point where she let let me just go through all this drama really quick. I will never make a video about this, so we'll just try to have this here, I guess. But she like came out with this video that was called like something a measured response, but it wasn't actually a response. It was promising a response at some point because she couldn't prove that this didn't happen. And then the rest of it, so she spent like 10 minutes saying that, and then the rest of it was her just reading somebody else's essay, like a trans woman of color's essay about cancel culture, basically. Then she came out with a stream where she said that she was just going to quit YouTube and she wasn't going to bother making the video because she didn't want to, like, quote, ruin their lives the way they ruined hers. She was going to be the bigger person. Like, that was her whole play on that. And it was just like, okay, cool. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, I guess. Like, bye. Part of that was also her basically claiming to be a way better leftist than all of us, including Neil and Sarah, by the way, the leftist cooks, which is just like she called them out by name, and it was kind of just like, are you kidding me? Like, if you find yourself on the opposite side of an issue of the leftist cooks, then maybe you should listen. So there's all that. And now she has since continued to upload videos. They're videos in the sense that they're mostly just her reading essays. They're not analysis. They're not anything. It's just her fucking reading. And then she has come out with some kind of update video claiming that she is still making this takedown video, supposedly. So it's a fucking mess and it's stupid. And I'm angry about it. And I'm angry that I keep getting sucked into it because I keep checking to see what's going on in her channel. So I'm part of the problem. I'm feeding that ego of hers. So yeah, it's a mess. And I apologize for the ramble, but also I'm still elevated about it, as you can probably tell. It's wild that James Somerton started up his Patreon again. Press Illuminati can make a comeback. Plagiarism be damned, apparently. Wait, is it up again now? Like, James Somerton now is back again? Because I know he tried to come back and then he got shut down pretty quickly. And then last I knew, he was gone completely and everything was deleted and all that. Do not forget to grab dinner, Mandy. Thank you, fan. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do need to eat. It's 9:00. You're right. I could just keep going forever. So I should wrap this up. So we'll start wrapping this up like now, because I am hungry. You said that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting like that like head feeling when you're like hungry and you're like, I need to eat something. I think I'm just gonna eat myself a sandwich, something like that. But yes, thank you for listening to my ramble. I'm just frustrated and like it's just so similar to Franklin Vote for me, and it just reminds me of that. And then just knowing that she was in my community, she was a friend of mine. Again, not like best friends, but like friendly. And I remember her and I having a private conversation where she told me that a former co-host of hers was going around behind her back and telling all these lies about her. And I tried to take it at face value. It was just like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I wish at this point I had said more and investigated that more. But also, again, like I said earlier, like it's not wrong to want to take somebody at face value. So it tells me that something's happening to them. I generally am going to believe them until I see counter evidence. So anyway, that's wrapping that up. We don't need to talk about that anymore. I do need to wrap this up. So thank you all so much for being here. And thank you, of course, for the couple of donations that came through. That was very kind of you. I appreciate that very much, especially after taking a week off from work that I probably really couldn't afford. But I really appreciate that. I don't know exactly how soon the next video is going to come out. I'm aiming for February. Hopefully the Kevin can F himself. If not that, I might try to get out a one scene for forgiveness video because I've had an idea for that forever, and that will not take me that long to make. So that could be the other first video I do instead, just to get something out in February. So anyway, something will come out hopefully in February. The other video I was thinking about doing too is a video where I just talk about some of my favorite like polyamorous influencers and content creators, because there are a few that I like, and there's somebody in particular who has a web series that I really like. I kind of want to make a video about it, but I don't really know if that's worth a full video or not. So anyway, the point is videos are coming. I appreciate you all. Patreon supporters are going to be getting a blooper reel, by the way, from the TEF video. So if you want that, I would recommend becoming a Patreon supporter if you're not already. And thank you all for being here, everybody. I appreciate you all. It's great. Share the death video if you haven't yet. Like it, engage in the comments, get into friendly fights, tag people. I don't know. Send it to your mother. Maybe don't send it to your mother. I don't know if maybe your mom likes death. I don't know. But all you take care of yourselves, and we'll talk soon. This was fun. Maybe I'll try to do a stream again soon because this was fun. It was kind of cool to chill. And I've been taking I'm watching tutorials for OBS so that I can actually learn how to use OBS. So maybe I can get a little fancy and like read proper articles or do like proper streams. So anyway, you all have a good night. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Do you want to say goodbye to Tantrum too? If he's still there. There he is. Look how cute he is. Look how flippin' cute he is. Look at that. All right. Night, everybody.